A major dam in southern Ukraine was blown up today, triggering massive flooding, potential power losses, while endangering Europe's largest nuclear power plant. Kyiv is accusing Moscow of blowing up this strategic dam, which is currently under Russian control in the Kherson region, while Russian officials are blaming Ukraine and military strikes for the dam's destruction. Experts find that unlikely. This video showing big chunks of the destroying Kakhovka Dam. The reservoir is roughly the same size as Utah's Great Salt Lake. Residents are being evacuated, thousands of residents, with 500,000 people potentially impacted. NBC's Molly Hunter has been covering this all night. Molly, what can you tell us about just what President Zelensky is saying and what the evacuation possibilities are, because people are in the firing line. There were Russian forces right on the other side of that river.
Yeah, Andrea, that's exactly right. It's a horrifying, chaotic scene, and certainly even harder to figure out when we are not actually physically in Kherson. So as you mentioned, right, Russian forces are on the east bank, and that river, that dam, and that reservoir were basically the front line. So Ukrainian officials right now, what's happening on that west bank where people are living, they say tens of thousands of Ukrainian civilians are in kind of the danger flood zone, and those flood waters are rising. Now, we do have from Ukrainian officials, some new numbers. They expect the peak water levels, Andrea, to be reached tomorrow morning. The level will then stabilize after 4 or 5 days, and then the water will recede. So that may allow for some more evacuations. We understand right now, though, given that tens of thousands of people are in that danger zone, they've only managed to evacuate 1,300 people, Andrea, because of Russian shelling. Now, one analyst I spoke with earlier today, as you mentioned, 500,000 people, so 500,000 people he expects will be affected by power losses, and flooding. But he expects by tonight, by sundown tonight, 300,000 people, Andrea, will be without safe drinking water in that area.
And talk about Zaporizhzhia and the power plant. It has been at risk in various times during shelling. We know that they need coolant, the cooling water for the nuclear rods, the spent fuel.
That's exactly right. And actually, Andrea, just in the last hour, I wrapped an interview with Petro Cotton. He's the head of the state nuclear energy company here. And I asked him just that. Look, to run a nuclear power plant, right, you need water and you need power. And both of those were coming from the reservoir attached to this dam. He says right now he is not in kind of a full-scale 24-hour panic because all 6 of those reactors are currently off. And as we know, Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, Europe's biggest nuclear power plant, is controlled by Russians. So he says there is a real uncertainty what they may do. At the moment, all 6 reactors are off, and that means that the water levels in the cooling pools are stable. They're adequate. And he says as long as there's not additional power being required, as long as there's not additional water being required and those 6 reactors stay off, he's not terribly nervous about that plant right this second, kind of in the immediate future. What he did say, Andrea, though, is what he says and what we've heard from other Ukrainian officials like President Zelensky is that today showed for the Ukrainians that Russia would target this major infrastructure. And he says nothing really feels off the table after they have done this, given the effect and the long-term effects that today's attack will have. As you mentioned, President Zelensky has reacted, of course, multiple times. He called an emergency meeting this morning. He calls it a terrorist act, and he calls it, Andrea, a war crime.
Molly Hunter, thank you so much in Kyiv today.